Welcome to Sib Spot. Today's featured Reddit stories are from Am I the A-Hole? Story 1 today is by Win Affectionate 326. Am I the a-hole for not cooking breakfast for my niece and nephew? I'm a 36 male, and my sister, who's 34, moved into my house about 2 months ago with her 2 kids, 7 male, 4 female, after she ended a really bad relationship. I've always been an early-ish riser and like to get up and make myself some breakfast around 7 or 8 a.m. Nothing spectacular, just whatever I felt like that day. When my sister moved in, I realized quickly that she liked to sleep in. Some days she was up as late as 1 p.m. I gave her the benefit of the doubt since I knew how hard her breakup was for her. Since my sister slept so late daily, she wouldn't get up and take care of her kids. I got into a routine with my niece and nephew that basically whatever I cooked myself for breakfast, I'd make enough for them as well until the other morning. I woke up and had an urge to make huevos rancheros. The kids immediately started complaining that they didn't want that and wanted something different. I was nice and ended up making them pancakes since it's not their fault their mom is really struggling. The next morning, I was making breakfast, potatoes and eggs, but all I heard was, "We don't want that. We want something different." So again, I obliged. Finally, after 3 mornings of my unwanted food critics getting a separate meal, I finally told them, "I'm no longer cooking 2 different meals for breakfast. If you don't like what I'm making, go ask your mom to get up and do it." So they went upstairs to wake her up, but she still didn't come downstairs until after 1 p.m. The kids immediately started complaining that I refused to feed them, and my sister was pissed. She started in about how they need to be fed by a certain time and a bunch of other things that she said to try to intentionally hurt me. I snapped and told her, "Look, I know you're depressed, but wake up and take care of your effing kids instead of expecting me to do it." She got quiet after that and is still giving me the cold shoulder, but I know she's expecting me to apologize. Sorry this was long-winded, but let me have it. Am I the a-hole? You said that they moved in 2 months ago. So you've been making food for them for nearly 2 months, except for these past couple days where you decided you're going to start making things that you actually like and used to enjoy making for yourself? What if you didn't exist? She wouldn't have somebody to live with, 1, and she also wouldn't have somebody to take care of her kids so that she can have a mourning period for 2 months. If you have kids and you say you're going to take care of them, you have to take care of them. You can't just make it somebody else's responsibility and then yell at them when they don't do the thing that you're asking them to do. It's not like you're a nanny. You're not paid for this. She needs to get up and take care of her kids. If she's so depressed that she's sleeping till 1 o'clock for 2 months after this relationship, she needs to get some professional help. You are not obligated to take care of these children. She is abusing your good graces here. Our next story today is by Throw RA Boundary or Not. Would I be the a-hole if I, female 28, told my husband, male 28, his sleep boundaries went out the window when he had our son? Husband, we will call Brad, and I have been together 2.5 years. Had our son in January. Things have been pretty great, but this had me feeling kind of annoyed. Brad is diagnosed with autism and ADHD, which can make communication between us challenging at times, but we do our best. We live in Europe, not the US. Since Brad has AuDHD, that's the term for autism and ADHD combined, he only works at 50%. The other half is covered by his health insurance here on a temporary basis, and every few months he has to keep applying for more. It is stressful as we wait for him to hopefully get on a permanent coverage. Since this is so up in the air, instead of me taking a full year of maternity leave, he took a majority of the days in case his temp health insurance is denied for some reason. Then he can keep his work schedule at 50% and still get paid on the days he has off. Which means I went back to work part-time. I work from home as a private teacher. I choose my hours. Since my students usually live in different countries, I chose some in the afternoon when Brad is home with our son, and at nights when my students would be awake and Brad is also home. I only have 1 student in the evening, 11 o'clock to 11:30 twice a week. This is to help with some income, and we discussed this before I even went back to work. He had asked that I have no students past midnight. So if baby is having issues sleeping, he can take care of him and hopefully get him to sleep. Well, Brad got back on a schedule where he wants to go to bed at 11 o'clock every night. We try to, but with the baby, sometimes it just does not happen. Baby will sometimes stay asleep when I put him to bed. I nurse him to sleep, and sometimes he wakes up screaming. Well, last night I told Brad I had my student at 11 o'clock and would try to have the baby sleeping by then. He asked me, "What's your plan if baby wakes up? My bedtime is 11 o'clock, so hopefully you'll have thought of something." I said, "Well, hopefully he stays asleep. If not, you will just have to take care of him or put him on his playmat and entertain him." He resolutely said, "Bedtime is 11 o'clock and I will go to bed." Come 11 o'clock, baby is in bed and Brad is just getting out of the shower. I guess he woke up moments after I started with my student, as when I came out of the office, he was walking around with baby. I took him, nursed him back to sleep, and went to bed also shortly after 11:30. This morning, he was a bit annoyed with me. When I tried to hug him goodbye as he was leaving for work, he did not hug me back. We always do this before he leaves, so I said, "Are you upset with me still?" He replied, "Yes, you crossed my boundary. My bedtime is 11 o'clock. We discussed this. I go to bed, and anything past that is your problem to solve if baby wakes up." He left for work, and I was just thinking, what? I feel I need to have some discussion with Brad about this, but would I be the a-hole if I told him he has no more boundaries with his sleep and he is being ridiculous? This is another case of a parent trying to put the responsibilities of their kid on one person. In the first story, it was the guy's sister. This person is trying to drop all responsibility on his wife, who picked up some extra work because his work isn't 100% working out. And she only has to teach for 2 nights a week for half an hour. 2 nights a week for half an hour. And if he's autistic, he's going to have trouble changing his schedule, but he has to do that. He can't just say, "Well, I know you have these kids, you're working from 11 to 11:30, 2 nights a week, but I'm going to go to bed at 11 and you need to just figure it out. You need to take care of the baby at that point." Why did he not just say, "I'm going to go to bed at 11:30 every night," so that you can work with your students and then you can take over and he doesn't have to worry anymore? Maybe because he's autistic, he also has a problem saying he's going to bed at 11:30 instead of something that ends in zeros like 11 o'clock. Could be. Regardless, if you have kids, you have responsibilities. If your partner is technically at work even though they're working from home, you have to take care of the child if you're home. He's getting mad at you because he made this 11 o'clock bedtime rule after you'd been working from 11 o'clock till 11:30 twice a week for quite some time. He is the a-hole. Do not apologize to him. Down in the comments was a really good breakdown of this that I agree with by Puzzle-Headed Rub 741. No, your hubby is the a-hole if he thinks he can make a whole baby but only parent according to clock shifts. It's a 24-hour day job. Dad, time to be the grown-up. Dad. AuDHD isn't an excuse either. Plenty of AuDHD people are parents. Adapting may not be a favorite thing, but it can be done. Maybe he'll need more breaks or support, but to bow out completely at a specific o'clock daily is a form of weaponized incompetence. Also, boundaries are what you do when someone acts against your limitations. Your husband issued a rule that you never agreed to. Get his butt in parenting classes. He has the time. His expectations are not in alignment with reality at all. Also, withholding affection as punishment, not hugging you in the morning to make his point, is a form of emotional abuse. Dude needs to be in counseling too. And then they clarified, they say it's the withholding affection as punishment is emotional abuse. I don't entirely agree with that. Even if he's in the wrong here, if he's mad about something, he doesn't have to hug her before he leaves to work. Even if it's a routine, even if it's a ritual thing that they do all the time. It's not punishment, he's just wrongfully mad in this case. Our stories for today have come to a close. If you enjoy this content, please click like or subscribe, or you can leave a comment below. Each of these things helps my channel reach more people in the YouTube algorithm. Until we meet again, have an immaculate day.